What's up, class? Today we're gonna watch a rad educational film about economics. Is this how teachers talked in the 80s? I don't know. The year was 1989. The Berlin Wall was about to fall, Part of Your World was being heard in theaters for the first time, and a little band called Milli Vanilli looked like it had a bright future ahead. But forget all that, because the Joint Council for Economic Education and the Canadian Foundation for Economic Education were also cooking up a little 5-part series called Econ and Me, which I'm just now realizing is a pun. Econ and Me. Economy. Economy. It's about economics.
Gonna tell you about Econ, how he came to see if he could teach us all about our economy.
Do you see why I needed to show you this as soon as possible? In the mid-80s, studies were showing that high school students had a really poor grasp of basic economic concepts. So these two groups made the ambitious decision to make a curriculum, not for high schoolers, but targeted specifically at 7 to 10-year-olds. And this series is a rich text. The main character is truly bizarre. The dialogue and the relationships feel weirdly catty for some reason. There's a rap. And the more I watched this weird, cheesy show, the more I thought to myself, I don't think we've ever needed to hear this more than right now. Because there are multiple billion-dollar industries actively trying to suppress the core message that this goofy little PBS special is teaching. So let's jump in. I'm Ben with the YNAB team, and this is Sketchy Advice. Roll film. We start off by being introduced to the gang. Tanya, Jennifer, Kevin, who's under a table for some reason, and Sean.
Here, I found some hats. Give me one. Me too. This one's mine. Hey, I want one too. There aren't any more. What do you mean? He means there aren't enough. There are 4 of us. 1, 2, 3, 4. And there are only 3 hats. 1, 2, 3. See? I see, Jennifer.
I'm not sure what they're playing, but this starts off an ongoing trend of these kids just being weirdly snippy with each other. Also, if Kevin looks familiar to you, it's because he plays Captain Sisko's son Jake in Star Trek Deep Space Nine. Anyway, Sean's mom interrupts their hat game to tell them she needs them to clean up and stop playing in the living room because she's expecting company. So the gang decides that rather than go to somebody else's house or just play outside, they're going to build a clubhouse. So they start cleaning up the living room, and then this happens.
Hey, where do I put this book? I'll throw it in the box.
Ouch!
Who said that?
I did. Don't you know you're not supposed to throw books? You almost crushed me, and you squashed my dinner.
Who are you?
If you'd read the book instead of throwing it, you'd know.
Why do Sean's parents have a sentient book in their house? Like, do they know there's a guy in there?
My name is Jeremiah E. Connery, but my friends all call me Econ.
Econ?
It's short for economics. That's my specialty.
But you just said it was short for economy.
My name is Jeremiah E. Connery. It's short for economics.
I don't trust this man.
I'm the incredible Econ, and as long as I'm here, I might as well help you with your economic problems.
We don't have any economic problems.
Of course you do. Everyone does.
Like what?
Well, let's see.
I like that Econ pulls out this magical scroll TV when there is very clearly a fully functional television right behind him.
For starters, there were those hats that Sean found. There were 4 of you children, and you all wanted hats. But there were only 3 hats. There was a scarcity of hats, and you had an economic problem.
This is the core idea of this first episode. Scarcity is when there's just not enough. And Econ explains that this doesn't only apply to stuff or money, it also applies to space or time, like how the kids can't play their game in the living room at the same time that Sean's mom is having company over. And I know that's such a simple insight, but like right now especially, it feels like a pretty profound one. For this video, I read an academic study that looked at how effective this series was, and the researchers decided to begin it with this quote by a 2nd grade girl: "I cry my guts out when I can't get everything I want." And really, isn't that all of us deep down? Like nowadays, there's a lot of talk about like scarcity mindset versus abundance mindset. And I do think that's good. It seems like if you constantly think there's never enough or everything is zero sum, it's pretty well documented that that's not great for your well-being or for making good decisions. But I think some people think that rejecting a scarcity mindset means rejecting that scarcity exists altogether. Like this is one of the scams that drives multi-level marketing schemes.
Almost all of these schemes tell you that you can make money by just recruiting 3 or 4 or 5, let's say, 5. Then you let the 5 do their 5. That gives you 25. What they don't show you is that you could only do that 13 cycles, and you would exceed the population of the Earth.
Obsessing about scarcity leads to really bad outcomes, but ignoring scarcity also leads to really bad outcomes. Whereas a healthy acknowledgement of scarcity leads to more intentionality and better informed choices.
Great, let's get going.
Hey, wait a minute. Before you start, you have to decide what it is you want.
That's easy. We want a clubhouse.
Right, but how big do you want it to be? And where?
I don't know. At least as big as a swing set. Too bad we can't build our clubhouse over the swing set. Yeah, then we'd have enough wood, if we use the cardboard too. Wait a minute. Why can't we? We hardly ever use the swings anyway. I do. Well, then you have a choice. Do you want the swings or the clubhouse?
Okay, weirdly aggressive energy from Sean.
I guess I want the clubhouse.
No, she does not. I can see it in her face. Jennifer, don't let Sean push you around. So the kids build the clubhouse, and then the clubhouse falls apart, which feels weirdly anticlimactic. And the episode ends with this line.
I think we have a choice.
And then the next episode, the clubhouse is just built. Their parents did it over the weekend. So I don't know what the lesson is there.
I'm glad we decided to build it over the swing set. Me too. How do you like it, Jennifer? It's okay, but I kind of miss the swing set. Well, you can't have everything. When your resources are scarce, you have to make choices.
Man, Sean is that one guy who goes to college and thinks he's unlocked all the secrets of the universe because he took, like, intro to philosophy.
When you make choices, something must be given up.
Econ!
Now, what are you looking so sad about? Don't you like your new clubhouse?
I like it fine, but I kind of miss the swings.
I know just what you mean. It's tough when you have to make choices. Matter of fact, I had to make some real hard decisions on my last job.
What kind of decisions?
Well, I was hired by the Hamilton City Council to help decide how some vacant city property should be used.
Who is Econ? What is Econ? Like, he's only visible to these children, but he was also hired by the Hamilton City Council to decide what to do with a massive vacant lot? Why does he always look like he's on his way to a different sports activity? Who is he playing sports with? Are there other entities like this? Is there an AP Lang just bopping around out there?
Unfortunately, everyone I talked to seemed to have a different idea.
So what did you do?
Well, after listening to everyone's ideas, I could see that most people wanted either the shopping center or the factory.
Okay, so how is Econ going to make this decision?
I looked at what was good and bad about those two choices on my old decision tree. I used it to help me make good choices. Most people thought our limited space should be used for either a shopping center or a factory. Because space was scarce, we couldn't have both. The shopping center would provide jobs and bring new people to the city. That was good. But a shopping center might also cause traffic jams. On the other hand, a factory was good because it would bring hundreds of new jobs to the city. And a lot of new people. That was good. But a factory might also cause traffic jams.
Wait, what? You can't think of anything else besides traffic jams?
No matter which choice we made, we had to give something up. And the most important thing we gave up would be our opportunity cost for getting the thing we wanted most. It was a difficult decision until I discovered that the factory would bring many more jobs to the community than the shopping center. And that would benefit more people.
But what about the people in the shopping center? Did they think you made the best choice?
Well, most of them did, but some of them felt just like Jennifer did when she agreed to make the swing set into a clubhouse.
but she still misses the swings. And that's your opportunity cost. I had to make a choice, and by choosing the clubhouse, I lost the chance of having the swing set.
But did you choose the clubhouse, Jennifer? Did you? Or did bossy Sean pressure you to do it?
But how do we know when we're making good choices?
We can't always be sure, but it helps to look at the good and bad points of each choice.
Think of the good and bad points later. Right now, time is a limited resource.
Sean! This kid is so annoying. So now that the clubhouse is built, the kids want to put furniture in it. And Jennifer has the idea of going around the neighborhood and asking people for furniture they don't want. And miraculously, the gang actually listens to her idea.
Hey, wait a minute. Don't you think you should figure out what you need?
No, we'll take anything we can get.
Are you sure?
We're sure. Let's go.
I'd be willing to bet that those kids just made a bad choice.
This is me watching any scary movie.
I'd be willing to bet that those kids just made a bad choice.
So we get this goofy montage of the kids asking around for furniture. Econ is still invisible. This woman thinks she's having a psychotic break. And finally, they wind up with a bunch of furniture. But oh no, it doesn't all fit. What are they going to do?
Anybody hungry?
I do think a neat lesson from this section is that more is not always more. If you don't have a clear sense of what you really want, then going out and buying a bunch of stuff or working a bunch of extra hours on a side hustle might not actually help you get what you want. You might make a bunch more money from your side hustle, but the time you're giving up or the energy or the stress that you feel might make that extra money not really worth it. The kids decide to go with the couch over the chairs because more kids want them. So then they use a decision tree to decide between the table and the bookshelf. Again, these are super simple illustrations, but I think it highlights a real blind spot. Like, if you're considering a job offer, it's easy to just focus on the salary and the benefits. But it's actually more rational to also consider the drawbacks. How much of that salary gets eaten up if you have to commute an hour? And same thing with buying stuff. If something is going to bring me some kind of benefit, then case closed. And that ultimately hurts us because it robs us of intentionality. Because we don't feel the scarcity, because we don't see the opportunity cost, our homes wind up filling with a bunch of crap we don't really want or subscriptions we don't really use. And that's very much on purpose, because if we were aware of how much money we actually had, we wouldn't buy as much stuff, and these companies would make less money. And then when something big comes along that we really, really do want or really need, our money's not as readily available because we already spent it on a bunch of stuff we kind of want, or it's all going toward payments to credit companies. Trust me, the companies selling us these easy forms of credit are well aware of scarcity and well aware of opportunity cost, but they would love if we were not. Anyway, back to the clubhouse.
That's easy. We keep the bookshelves and get rid of the table. I agree. Me too. And me, I guess.
Jennifer, leave this friend group. Find better friends. You are not aligned with these people.
You've got to be sure. Remember your opportunity cost.
I know. If I keep the bookshelves, I have to give up the table.
Right.
I guess it's worth it. Sure it is. We don't need a table anyway. Right. We can eat our lunch off the floor.
Why not? And speaking of lunch, I was so busy showing you guys my decision tree, I forgot all about mine. What are you doing?
It's your opportunity cost, Econ. When you decide to use your time to tell us about your decision tree, the most important thing you gave up was your sandwich.
Oh, I don't like that. Did you see that face? You see that face he made? What's he gonna do to Sean? It freeze frames too. It's like Thelma and Louise going off a cliff. Is Sean gonna die? R.I.P. Sean.
Every day we use all kinds of goods, and we pay for those goods with the money we earn. This money is called our income. Almost all of us earn income. The gang had to earn money to pay for the goods they needed to paint this clubhouse. Then, just when they were ready to start the job, Jennifer moved away.
Jennifer moved away?
Well, I'll tell you, that had everyone upset. But luckily, a new girl, her name is Lisa,
Lisa?
moved into Jennifer's house. She pitched right in with the painting, and now she's one of the gang.
First they murder Sean, and now they're just discarding Jennifer? So the kids figure out that they have $16 from all the work they did around the neighborhood. Now they need to figure out what to do with it.
I don't know. We have everything we want for the clubhouse. We could buy curtains for the window.
No!
The kids decide to split the money evenly between them so they can do whatever they want with it.
It's economic problem time.
What do you mean?
You have limited income, so choices have to be made about which goods and services you're going to use.
Hey, look! There, Tom, C, and Maria.
Tom C?
There, Tom, C, and Maria.
Oh, Tom C. There hasn't been another Tom.
Hi, you guys. What are you doing? Handing out flyers for our neighborhood party. We're raising money for the children's home. Tom's going to be in the Duncan booth. If you hit the target, he gets wet. But you'll never hit me anyway, so I don't have to worry. That settles it. I'll be there.
What did Tom C do to Sean? Do you see the anger in his eyes? So they go to this party. Lisa goes shopping for books with Econ. This man reacts way too nonchalantly about his obviously possessed baseball bat. And then we cut to Sean trying to dunk Tom C.
Come on, Sean, I'm hungry and I still haven't looked for baseball cards. Not yet. But you're almost out of money. You don't even have enough for a new ball. I guess that's my opportunity cost for knocking Tom into the tank. Not even close.
What did Tom C do to Sean?
One more try. After this, I'm broke.
Why is Sean willing to bankrupt himself in order to dunk Tom C? The thing I really like about this episode is it shows all the kids using their money in totally different ways, and all of them are seen as a valid choice. Tanya doesn't even go to the party because she wants to make sure she saves her money for the amusement park. Lisa decides to buy a book she wants. Kevin is open to spending money at the party, but ultimately decides not to because he'd rather buy baseball cards. And Sean spends every penny he has on dunking that no-good rapscallion Tom C. And yeah, sure, maybe Sean's motives look weird to us, but we haven't met Tom C. We don't know what he's done. We don't know what he's capable of. The rest of this series starts focus on more macroeconomic stuff. The kids decide they want to earn more money by putting on a musical in their garage, and the auditions are incredible. Get it. But the musical is going so poorly that Econ actually reveals himself to the other kids so that he can step in and direct a musical about himself. And as it turns out, the only person who doesn't still want to be in the musical is the no-good garbage boy, Tom C. So naturally, this happens.
You're going to direct the play?
That's right. And you're going to learn about economics. Is that all right with you?
That's fine.
Good.
That happens. And this is what leads us up to what may be the greatest music video I've ever watched in my life. I'm not going to be saying too much of substance for this part because it's mostly just reviewing the concepts we've already learned, but I can't not show this to you.
Incredible, 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 incredible.
They're not even remotely in sync. But look at Tom C. He's just going for it.
Gonna tell you about Econ, how he came to see if he could teach us all about our economy.
Economics is easy when you do it his way. When you learn all the words, it's a game you can play.
Econ gonna tell you about Econ.
Yeah, I'm sorry. That's going to be in your head for the rest of the week.
Econ gonna tell you about Econ.
When you have to make a choice, there's always something that's tough.
The most important thing to go is your opportunity cost.
I say when scarcity occurs, you can't just pass the buck.
I mean, you have to make a choice and give something up.
Opportunity cost, 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 opportunity cost.
Dude, some choreographer had such a vision of these two lines crisscrossing, and it turned out better than they ever could have hoped.
Now we're all consumers and there are things we use. I say we're all consumers, help us spread the news.
We use our limited income for our wants and our needs.
We buy the goods,
We buy the services.
they're sure to please, sure to please, sure to please, sure to please, sure to please.
But when our income's too scarce for what we want to consume, then we save that income till our savings go boom.
Oh, yeah.
This poor kid. He doesn't know when to come in. They gave him the most obvious move to show he isn't on beat. And you can tell he didn't even get this take right.
Then we save that income till our savings go boom. Oh, yeah.
That's the best take they got, guys.
Econ gonna tell you about Econ. When we combine resources to produce something new, we get a different good or service to see us through. And when production is up because consumption is high, then we depend on each other. Econ, tell us why.
Tell us why. Tell us why. Tell us why. Tell us why. Tell us why. Tell us why.
Well, my name is Econ, and I'm here to see if I can teach you all about your economy. And when production is up because consumption is high, we've got to count on one another to get us by. When I depend on you and you depend on me, then we can all be better off in our community. I say we'll all be doing things that we do best because we specialize. We get to sell the rest.
Why? Why does he sound like that? Like the rest of the show, he doesn't sound like that. He sounds like this.
It's short for economics. That's my specialty.
And then he starts rapping.
We get to sell the rest.
Why? Why does he sound like a tired horse?
And when we sell our goods and sell our services too, interdependence occurs and that can see us through. Cause I depend on you and you depend on me. We're each producing with our own specialty.
Specialty. Specialty. Specialty.
There's something ominous about this scene.
Econ gonna tell you about Econ.
Like, look at this kid. He's seen things. He's in too deep. It's too late for him, but he's trying to warn you with his eyes. He's trying to tell you about
Econ.
and you won't listen.
Econ gonna tell you about Econ gonna tell you about Econ.
And that's Econ and me. Economy. You know, I think as grown-ups, we sometimes get really fixated on the things that sound grown-up. We look at ROI and the stock market and Roth IRA versus IRA and all this stuff, when really the knowledge and the skills that make the most impact on how we live our lives are the most basic ones. These kids were able to make good decisions with their money because they knew they had exactly $4. Do you know how much money you have right now? Do you know what you can afford right now? These kids can feel their opportunity cost because they're dealing with a physical clubhouse that is only so big. But it's much easier to forget about opportunity costs when you're just looking at numbers on a screen, and when you can leapfrog scarcity with a MasterCard or a Klarna plan. So much of what I do and the whole team does here at YNAB is just reminding people you only have so many dollars and that every decision is saying yes to something and no to something else. And somehow that super simple insight and a tool that helps you to do it, you can check it out here at this link, makes a huge difference for like thousands of people. YNAB. No, that's not gonna work.